Let's take a look at a case study. Here we're saying that we've got this branch office network and we've got access control list security set up. And one of the great things about an ACL, you can say you want to log ACL matches. If a packet comes in, that packet's supposed to be denied, we can say log that. That's what we're doing here. And we're noticing that we're getting some accumulating logs on our syslog server. It looks like somebody's trying to come into a machine on our network, and they shouldn't be doing that. They're being denied by the access control list. We want to know more information about that. We would like to actually sniff those packets. Well, what we can do is set up a span session. Now, a span session is going to allow me to connect into a switch port and get a copy of frames seen on a different switch port, or maybe seen on a VLAN on that switch. Here, I'm connecting my laptop, let's say, running Wireshark into Fast Ethernet 0/2. I want to see traffic that's seen on interface Fast Ethernet 0/1 on this switch, and I create a monitoring session. This session is going to have a source. In other words, I want to monitor traffic seen on Fast Ethernet 0/0, and I want copies of that traffic sent to me. I want it to be sent to Fast Ethernet 0/2 so I can get a copy of that information. That kind of breaks the paradigm of what a switch does. A switch normally would not be sending us that information, but it will if we configure it as a span port. And let's say that we see information like this. We do our packet capture and we look at this information. Is this good or bad? It's kind of hard to say, isn't it? Well, we don't really know. We need to check our baseline information perhaps. Here we're checking to see how much process memory we have available, and this is concerning. When we do a show processes memory, it says that our current processor utilization is at 50%. Look at this. The memory that's currently used is about the same as the memory we have free right now. I don't know without checking the baseline, but that looks very suspicious to me. I would be concerned about a high processor memory utilization, especially if we're seeing a memory allocation failure showing up in our syslog messages. This could be due to an iOS bug. Maybe there are plenty of bugs known in iOS that that indicate memory leaks, and they can just leak memory over time. We can get further evidence that that's what's happening by taking a look at a network management server or network management station like we see here. We have maybe an SNMP, maybe a NetFlow server, and it's giving us graphical information. And notice that we have a trend here. We have memory utilization that is steadily increasing over time. To me, this just screams that we have some sort of a memory leak because it's getting greater and greater and greater over time. We might want to go out to Cisco's website under the support area and use their bug toolkit and see if there is a known bug, a memory leak bug for our specific version of iOS, and see what the resolution is. Is it fixed in another release of iOS? Let's now talk about, in another case study, let's talk about how we could use NetFlow. Here, we're getting some alarms about some unusual, some suspicious activity in our network, and we want to see what kind of traffic is actually being sent to this device on our network. Where is it coming from? NetFlow has the unique ability to analyze individual flows in our network, and let's take a look at some sample output. Here we're configuring what we want NetFlow to be giving us. We're saying, I want to take a look at my top talkers. I want to take a look at the top 3 talkers, and I want to sort them by bytes. Who's sending the bulk of the data into this network? And I see the top 3 talkers here in the output of the show IP flow top talkers verbose output. Now, based on the addressing, it looks like some of these are private IP addresses. I'm not too concerned about these 2 guys, but this one looks suspicious. It's the top talker, and it's not on my local network. It's out on the internet. This NetFlow output is telling me the IP address of this computer out on the internet that's flooding one of my machines with traffic. We might want to investigate that further. We might want to set up an access control list even and maybe block that traffic.